I'm dangerously low on coffee. In São Paulo's Consolação neighborhood is the most curious of cafes, Um Punhado de Dólares, or in English, a fistful of dollars. I'm presuming it has something to do with Sergio Leone's 1964 classic starring Clint Eastwood. But outside of its colorful t-shirt, I'm not sure what this shop in Brazil has to do with the spaghetti western. What is your favorite coffee?
This one, in the paper filter. Okay, like this one. You like to have a look in our things to eat here. Our production.
Is that just with butter?
Yeah,
With the
yes.
coffee that you like, what do you recommend with?
That bread. I eat that bread every day in the morning.
Perfect, I'll have that.
And
please.
if you want anything sweet, this one's very good.
Well, I'll try one of those too, the bolo, please.
I think it's better if I eat this, because I think it's very nice, our coffee.
I didn't really understand their slogan. Was it a mistranslation of Portuguese into English? Then I found this tweet from Youssef Watif declaring that this was their stand against pretentious baristas and coffee houses. Telling pretentious baristas to F off? This is something I can get behind. Do you have a particular recipe?
150 of water and 13 ground coffee.
Oh, everything.
I hope you enjoy your coffee.
Let's hope I don't spill this. The shop is interesting, kind of like brutish meets industrial meets hipster meets patio furniture. It's a bit odd and eclectic while still being homey. Which I love breads with butter toasted, nice and kind of hard toasted. And then we've got our coffee. Interesting sentiment, but and their brewing is a little bit like it's a big 8-ounce cup, but it's only about maybe 2/3 full. Not bad. The bread is nice and toasted. Really toasted more on one side than the other. A little bit of butter. It's chewy on the inside, but nice and crisp. Really great texture. The coffee is really kind of coffee-like. This is not one of those coffees that are super specialty, third wavy coffee that's all bright, acidic. This is just kind of a bit heavier. There's some acidity to it. It's not heavy with coconut or nuts. It is a brighter coffee, but a little bit heavier. Next up is this coconut pastry, and it's a little bit floppy. Oh, it's a little bit, I don't know if it's oily or buttery or just coconut oil coming out of it. I want to say that it has a tapioca flour with the coconut. It's very buttery. It's very reminiscent of Filipino style bibingka in the texture, which means that I love it. Ooh, I would tear this up. I'm glad I didn't pass on this. The problem here is that with having these two, the volume isn't enough. I want more. I want to chug more coffee with that. This does not make for a well-rounded breakfast. I am dangerously low on coffee. I'm going to have to drink it in sips so that I don't run out of it. All right, obrigado.
Good should come back.
Will do.
See you. Bye-bye.
All right, that's Un Punhado de Dólares. Really nice. Actually enjoyed that. It's downtown. It's a little bit rougher of an area, and so you can kind of tell, but it's a little more gritty, the store. I dig it. I think the whole thing about the coffee notion really just kind of tells you everything about them. I kind of like that. It's a little bit gritty, a little bit edgy, a little bit like we don't really give a darn. Now I have to get the Uber to head on to the next location. Uh-oh. Por un puñado de dólares. Actually, un puñado de dólares. Maybe it's dólares. It's been interesting because the language is quite different than what I'm used to.